Hello everyone, I'm Arunima from Knit and Otter, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make the waistcoat stitch. So I'm using this worsted weight yarn. This is actually Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn, and I'm using a 5mm hook with it. For this stitch there are a couple of things to know. One, this is usually made in the round because it gives a knit-like look, and the wrong side isn't the same as the front, so it's not a reversible stitch. So if we work in a round, you always see the right side in front, and so this stitch has a knit-like look because of the way it is made. So it is important to make your stitches a little loose. You could use a larger hook than you're used to, but if you don't make your stitches loose enough, it's going to get very difficult to make this stitch. So I'm going to show you how it works. So to start with, I'm just going to make 10 stitches. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm going to make actually 11. I'm going to make 10 single crochet stitches just like I normally would, just a little loose. So you see that I'm pulling on this thread to make this stitch a little loose. I'm normally a tight crocheter, so this was hard for me because I had to tell myself with every stitch that I had to pull on the yarn to make it a little loose. But as I was working on the project that I made with it, it worked out just fine. I got used to it, so it's not so hard. I didn't even have to switch to a larger hook, which I initially thought I might. So if that is more comfortable for you, you're welcome to do that, but I just went ahead with the hook recommended for the yarn, and it worked out for me. Some stitches were a little tight, but I just worked with them. So here, and then I'm just going to turn around here, and okay, so to make my waistcoat stitch, I need to find where to insert the hook. So if you see, this is my first single crochet, and this is my first single crochet, and this is where I'd normally make my next single crochet, but you have to find the V of the next single crochet stitch and insert your hook in between, right in between there. So here I am to insert my hook in between, yarn over, pull through. Again, make sure it's a little loose for the next row, and pull through. So I have to do that. So you see why we need the stitches to be loose, for us to be able to insert the hook in between those two vertical lines there for the next stitch. So insert hook, yarn over, pull through, and that's how it is. So I'm going to make a few more stitches for you to see how it works out. I'm just going to continue working this in the round, and you can see that it's not so hard to insert the hook into the stitch if the stitches are made loose. I have a little bit of a weird angle crocheting because of the video, but it's actually not hard at all. If you see me struggling a bit, just because it's just because of the angle and not because of the stitch. So I use my finger here to put some pressure so that I can insert my hook more easily. And so if you look at it so far, it's more like a knit look than a crocheted look. So you see that each stitch aligns on top of the other, and this stitch can be used to make patterns with using graphs, pixelated graphs, and you can make pretty much anything with this. So this is just a technique that works in the round, and as you go you can just see this knit pattern work up. I'm going to have a couple of patterns up on my blog that use this stitch, and I'll also have another tutorial that shows you how to change color and follow a graph to make a pattern with this. So if you'd like to see that tutorial, you can find the link in the description below, and please reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them for you, and I'll see you in my other tutorials.